Hello everyone, and welcome back for some more bingo action. Today we've got the Sonic Adventure 2 Bingo League. We've got the teams Final Rush versus Alt-Stralia. And commentating for you, we've got two wonderful people. We've got Prophet and Melters.
Hi. Thank you for that, Floha, and everybody, welcome to this matchup. I'm, of course, joined by the wonderful Melters. Hello, Melters.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
And yeah, we have this exciting match between Final Rush and Alt-Stralia with a bingo card, which we have seen that's quite fun, so get ready for the reveal of that in a moment. But it's looking like a good match. A couple of good teams here going head-to-head. You love to see it. What are you expecting with this one, Melters?
I think the stakes are pretty high going into this. So, the Useless Gamer and Ace, I'm not. Last night they had the match of their lives, but barely came short by 3 emblems in the 80 emblems thing, and so far do not have any wins in the league. And I'm sure they're trying to get one before the league ends. This is probably their one of their best bets moving forward. Now, Beluga and Classic Box, on the other hand, they really want to get into, if there is a bingo, like a playoff sort of situation, they need to win the remainder of their matches in order to be a contender for that, really. So, although they are the favorites in this match, they really have to be careful because Australia is hungry for this profit.
Yeah, see, I need to go back and watch yesterday's match. I've heard great things, but was unable to watch it myself because currently away from home. But yeah, so can Deuce and Ace put behind that disappointment and come into this game confident they managed to push a team so close? Yeah, and maybe take that one step further into the victory here. Good to see.
I mean, I totally agree with you, Prophet. Let's go ahead and go into the board here. Starting with the dark goals, I feel like it's pretty charitable is the word I would describe it, because there are a lot of early goals, but particularly in Sand Ocean, it's like you can choose to get the Mystic Melody, get the Hidden Animals, or both if you know the route. And you have Flame Ring right after, so you want to get that as well. That's a really easy goal. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely quite a few early story dark ones. Obviously, the 5 emblems as well will be interesting. Both our players or teams racing towards the 5 emblems combined. You don't be messing around too long in Sand Ocean when you've got the chance of potentially that being a deciding moment.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not too many early hero ones, like I see. You've got the 2 Chow boxes in Metal Harbor.
Right.
I'm trying to spot if there's another particularly early one, but there doesn't seem to be. So I see at what point they decide to sort of jump out and start going for missions, because there's not a lot of story progress missions on this board.
I think you could even say, like, not literally, but 10 emblems could be considered like the hero runners may want to go for that because there's not a lot of linear ones. As a sort of addendum to that, Prophet, I'd like to say, like, the best bingo boards that I've seen are the ones that are not super heavy with early game linear goals. And I think this is a really good board for both runners, and I think, we're going to be seeing a good back and forth here no matter what, because both runners are definitely looking to take this win right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's always fun when you get a bingo match where there's no obvious path to take, where it's sort of like you sort of gauge it by how you're playing, how the goals are forming, and it's not a case of get ahead, stay ahead, win the match. This is definitely one of those matches where there's so many different points you could jump off for missions, so many different paths available to you that really could set up a really interesting match here for us, which I'm looking forward to.
I entirely agree with you. The other thing I wanted to mention was a couple of things. So the sort of 10 emblem goal, there are a lot of early game goals in both stories you can quit out for, like Prison Lane, Weapons Bed, Radical Highway, Iron Gate. And that's one thing, and they may want to consider that for the 5 emblems or the 10 emblems if one of the teams seems behind. And also, Prophet, we were talking about this before, the Route 280 M3 and Route 101 M4, in addition to 80 emblems, like, if this comes down to the wire, we could be here for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Blue herself has done all missions quite a few times, so she's going to be probably the most confident, I'd imagine, going into those driving missions. But the other players, I'm not so sure about on how confident they're going to be. So I'd imagine that it's going to be Classic Box doing the dark story for that team. How much driving has she done, like in those extra missions? Ace, I don't know how much he's done. Deuce as well, I don't know how much he's done in terms of Route 101. So it could be quite interesting seeing that dynamic of, do you risk going to this goal where it's so easy to just get stuck in it and just die over and over, especially in the Route 280 where hitting a car towards the end is just so easy in that tunnel of love area.
That's such a good observation, Prophet. And let me bring you back to literally their last match yesterday. It came down to 80 emblems, but the thing that was crazy was Ace had a goal, like 6 checkpoints in Final Chase, right? And if he didn't, if he like sniped the 80 emblems goal and then went to Final Chase, they would have won. And I think we may sort of see a similar thing here. If you spend like a ton of time in Route 101 M4, Route 280 M3, for example, you just can't do it, but the 80 emblems is still on the board and you could be grinding for that. Like, in theory, you could, like, it may be better to go for 80 emblems than to Route 101 M3, right? Isn't that something weird to think about?
Yeah, depending on how confident you are, because otherwise, yeah, you could be spending minutes trying to get something that just isn't going to happen quickly, whereas you sort of forget. You think 80 and you think, oh, that's quite a big number as a team, but it's 40 individually, and there's a lot of quick missions in this game, a lot of missions you can complete in under a minute, so...
Yeah.
Some people sometimes get a bit worried at seeing the 81, oh, we can't really go for that, it's too far away, but realising by the end of the match you're on 60 and you haven't even tried to get the emblems, so... Not always a bad one to be working up towards. But I think we are getting the ready ups from most of our players now, as we see them minus the use, who has done this before, was a bit late, but is getting onto the screen now, so we should be ready to go any moment. And to see how we start, obviously no first mission goals at either team, nothing in City Escape, nothing in the Iron Gate.
Yeah, this could be another instance of like Cityscape skip's gonna matter a lot, especially because going on with this transition. Oh wow, here we go. That's a pretty nice transition. All right, yeah, we're gonna be going here in a second. I think that City Escape's gonna matter a lot. Dry Lagoon in particular is gonna set the stage for what they're going to do in Sand Ocean. I think like. Did I get good RNG? Do I risk going for this goal? Which one do I go for? I think that'll sort of set their decision making. Yeah, Prophet?
Yeah, and I think we're definitely two people that can very much attest to the importance of getting out ahead of Dry Lagoon. That happened in our match. You got ahead, you beat us, so...
It's... yeah, and I mean, not much, like, Dry Lagoon give and Dry Lagoon take it away, right? We know what it is, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fortunate that in this case both our players don't have a goal to worry about in Dry Lagoon, so there's none of that sort of second guessing, should I go for it, shouldn't I? So they can just focus purely on trying to get out of that stage and into Sand Ocean as quickly as possible. And then comes the big decision of Sandwalk or no Sandwalk.
Speaking of that, since we have a bit more time here, I do want to mention, in particular, Ace's improvement in Sand Ocean. In the beginning of this Bingo League, and even in the Dark Story tournament, we saw he was a little bit shaky in Sand Ocean, and this sort of like sometimes missed a few jumps. But now, like, I can hardly recognize the Sand Ocean. Like, it's so solid now, and you can tell that he's put a lot of work in. Especially yesterday, he got a easy sub 2 minute time with a goal. So I really think as we're going in here, he's going to go for the 5-hit animals only, but only time will tell. Let's see what we can get here, Prophet.
Yeah, both of our teams getting off to a start. Be interesting. Yeah. The first major moment in this, obviously, assuming we don't get any elevator deaths in Iron Gate, is can either player or both of them potentially hit?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Prophet Ace does hit CE skip. That's pretty hype and is already in the lead. City Escape. Skip meaning Ethmar jump.
I was confused what you meant for a second there. I was like, wrong story. Wrong
No,
player.
I always love to call that skip C skip.
We see
Just
Blue
so
get
hype.
first step. Blue not getting the inputs off at the right time, so no C skip for her. And Deuce
Okay.
getting a bad start. We'll see if he attempts it still.
That's
Is
off.
going
That's
for it.
really off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was way too left. Gotta be in a certain spot. Deuce was not about it. However, it's kind of interesting, right? Like, both runners have this sort of mental warfare going on. It was like, oh my god, I missed C skip. Do I assume as a competitor the other guy got it? What do I do here? Because Luke is still definitely ahead right now.
Yeah, but the advantage I'd say now rests with Deuce, who's put a lot of practice into skip plus C, although they're trying to do this loop a little too quick and losing some time, so some of that advantage was disappeared just there. As we see the very funny Iron Gate wait for the elevator.
Oh yeah, my favorite. This is my favorite anime right here. Best season, for sure. Very suspenseful, lots of twists and turns. Meanwhile, luckily none of our runners die at the very bottom. We have seen that before in this bingo league, so...
It's looking like in both instances here, it's a slight advantage to Final Rush, though not very much in City Escape. Do you see very much coming to the end of his, and Boss getting out of Iron Gate just a few seconds ahead of Ace, so nothing too major here.
Definitely something that RNG can swing a lot, and particularly RNG execution as well, because if you get an Oasis jail piece, can you clip out right away, that sort of thing. What kind of decisions can we see here from these guys coming into the RNG stages, as we're going into a bit of an auto-scroller here, on the dark side at least.
Hey, I've seen enough people mess this up to not consider this not hitting too early, losing that second or whatever it is, or just forgetting sometimes. Or
speaking of, oh no, Box.
Okay.
Wait a second. Well, not necessarily tied or anything, but a 23 is definitely gonna matter.
Yeah, it draws it a little bit closer.
Also, I did notice that Ace kind of gets a green ping right away. Okay. Ace, I didn't notice any free pieces. Okay, Ace, did you get a free piece?
Aces have a habit of just taking what he gets, so you hope he's here for something good. This is a risk though, and it's not paid off here for any of these early free pieces.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad, like, say if you get above the turtles, the biggest turtle shell, like, I would take that in a race, because it may be good, but definitely a decision here from Ace. Is it going to pan out right now? No free pieces
piece
so
three,
far.
not seeing one yet, getting a top piece.
This is looking like a jail piece, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. As we see Blue getting over 27, we'll see what Deuce getting on a railway, so nothing special coming from him either. So
yeah, this is going to be noticeably worse, yeah. From both runners in Alt-Stralia, not looking very good. However, I will say Final Rush does get Final Rush. That's not, they do get a 1 minute time, and as expected,
tilted pillar for Ace, so that's a really unfortunate final piece.
That is really unfortunate. I totally agree. It's again mental warfare here. Box gets a 101 because Box also gets a jail piece. So Ace has to get into here some way somehow.
Yeah, he's really struggling with this clip out at the moment for these boxes.
Yeah, this is going to matter a whole lot. There are actually quite a few early dark goals in Ace. If you cannot contest it, it's going to be really bad. Meanwhile, interestingly enough, Box does not going for the patented sandwalking, but not going for the small animal behind.
First try, you love to see it. So I think Box might be giving up on the animals here and just deciding to take the Mystic Melody.
Yeah, you gotta wonder.
He's using Ace grabbing his piece, but we're about to see the first goal ticked off, assuming we don't get any trolling here from this bomb robot.
Right, and but you say that. Now, this bomb robot has exploded on Box like twice in the Bingo League alone, which is very unfortunate. Okay, looks like she's good to go, though, and does click off this goal.
Okay, yeah.
Will rather. Losing a bit of time, I wonder... It's sort of contentious waiting in this cutscene too long in RTA race, but if you're ace, right, like it's a bit of a silver lining because you have you get to go into your comfort zone. You get to get this animal in the back.
Oh, so we see
And
the box is going to the animals, so taking a slightly different one, going back to that animal there. So
yeah,
there is enough animals just so with this route. So this could be, assuming there's no problems on the old melters jump coming up.
that's the big problem for sure. Getting a nice cycle here. So she is on first cycle pace basically, which is not a bad thing to go for. Not going for Melter's jump. This is a very much a Melter's thing to do. Not go for Melter's jump. Very good. Very proud. Soon enough, we're gonna see this five emblems here coming up. Ace is on second cycle pace, very much behind. Now there are 2 animals here. Box knows all about it.
Unsurprising, she's on the team with Blug, who is animal specialist. So an early lead here for Final Rush, managing to steal both of these Sand Ocean goals and keeping the story advantage. They're going to be in a great position coming into this Flame Ring goal, coming right up.
Yeah, and if you're Box, right, you got the wind under your sails. You messed up. At least you feel like you messed up. Like Ace messes up that jump so much in Dry Lagoon, but you're still like you know you're still ahead, right? You gotta know you're still ahead and just like powering onto this Flame Ring, right, Prophet?
Yeah, 100%. So we see the 5 emblems goal ticked off, so there's a 3-0 lead. We see Blug has already managed to pick up 1 Chow box in Metal Harbor, so has that slight story advantage there. So bearing a mistake here, we could be seeing a 4-0 lead, potentially 5-0 coming out of these next 2 missions.
I think we might see from Ace and Deus a bit of like the kiss of death. They may think like they're behind. Deus isn't behind by that much, but Ace is, and Ace may be thinking, okay, maybe I can get this 10 emblems goal, Iron Gate goal, and sort of at least put ourselves on the board. But I don't know. Like, you can do Radical Highway M2, but that might just put them way too far behind. Do you think they're going to do that, Prophet?
I can see it. I've seen a lot of times this sort of season where people have decided, oh, I need a goal on the board. Noticing there that Classic has not gone for the Flame Ring. And
you know what?
No.
You see, this is the strat. You're going to go back. Never mind.
So interestingly, the Classic has just decided to completely forego this mission. Either forgetting where it is or just deciding it's not worth it at the moment. But this just gives a great chance for Ace to get something on the board here.
This is really good, and I mean, if you're Ace, like, you may think that you want... Oh, this is going really badly for Box. Like, talking about that that Dry Lagoon. But this is going to give Ace a little bit of confidence here, as, by the way, Blug it's 4-0 right now, as Blug gets the Chow boxes before the use. Things are getting from bad towards you for the other team.
So I wonder if this is a conscious decision by Box, because she doesn't know, obviously, where Ace is. So she might be thinking Ace is right behind me and I want to keep story advantage, and going out of the way for the Flame Ring maybe not quite worth it at this point. So, is Ace there trying to go for mock bounce? Not quite getting it, so just falling further behind here. He's going to have access to a free goal in a second, but...
You know what's crazy? I wonder, and this is sort of like a big Galaxy brain play, but what if they're going to get in Radical Highway M2?
Very possible if that's the plan.
I mean, Ace is totally
not going for either.
I don't know. Maybe they think the Flame Ring is in final chase or something. Here we go. I can't think of a legitimate...
Oh, we've misread. It's Sonic's Flame Ring. That's why.
Wait a second. That's just like the movie that's released, Sonic Flame Ring. Of course. Oh, that's embarrassing. Why did
I blame you, Moas. You're the one's been talking about this whole time. I just followed you.
Yeah, that's my fault.
I can't believe they didn't Chowkey glitch into Radical Highway as Sonic to grab the Flame Ring. This is...
Oh man, can you imagine Bingo with CKG unbanned? And it's just Anvar versus Jelly the whole time? Now, this is epic. As we're going into Green Forest here, the use is just a little bit behind. Nothing a wall run can't fix, but I will tell you, I mean, not a lot of linear dark goals moving forward for sure. You've got...
Oh, you might just be... Is it just Pacifist White Jungle? Is that the only linear one left? Mad
Pacifist
Space.
White Jungle and Mad Space, right? So, not very lucrative. And I wonder, I mean, there's Radical Highway M2 and M3 on this board. I hope, yeah. And if I'm Ace, like, I'm kind of thinking about that. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about 10 emblems. Meanwhile, Box is getting really good RNG. Probably gonna gamble. Oh, good choice not to gamble, getting floating in the stream there. And I bet
See,
Box
Blue,
knows exactly where this is. Go on.
I say same Blue. They're deciding against wall runs. This could be a chance here if Deus does go for it and gets it to catch it right back up,
Yep,
or at least close that gap a bit.
I agree. I mean, we're still pretty far away from the Green Forest wall run. I remember he does go for it, but certainly not this wall run, right?
I think he attempted that one, which is maybe not a good sign if he's about to attempt this one, if he's struggling with the easier, arguably one. But we're about to see, is Deus going to go for war on here and try and close this gap up a bit?
I know, like it's gonna be
okay.
it's gonna be a bit of a shootout here. I wouldn't even call it that because there is Chow boxes in Pumpkin Hill. I think that Final Rush is definitely trying to close this one out nice and quickly here.
Yeah, as you see, Blue about entering into that Pumpkin Hill mission, going to attempt though. I'd imagine, I can't see any reason why she just avoid the Chow boxes. And I'm trying to see when our next goal for our players will be. Obviously, there's nothing linear in Dark for quite a while. Is there much after?
Death Chamber.
Is Death Chamber the next linear one? So I can potentially see people now starting to think about leaving, for other missions.
You got, and by the way, I don't want to correct ourselves. Oh, interesting, getting the same third piece floating in the stream. But Ace, do you remember? Yeah, Ace should remember where this one is. But we also have Pacifist White Jungle on the table, and I think that's what Ace is sort of banking on right now. It's just looking really bad for the other team. Like, what do they even?
I think here that, like, depending on how you're sort of thinking about it, there's not a whole lot story-wise to give up if you do quit out. So I maybe think you can go for those 2 Radical Highway goals just to get them on the board for you. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on the other team. I
think so too, and plus you got like Prison Lane M2, Iron Gate M2, and you're gonna get 10 emblems pretty soon after that. If you just grind in like Dry Lagoon or something, you could technically do that, and that's almost tied. So Ace is exiting. And if he's not going to Radical Highway, I'd be very surprised. Yup, going right over there. Do you think we're gonna see Steven Davis here?
I would say probably not because the missions are too quick. If this was a mission 4 or 5, I could understand it. Trying to force players into late, because these 2 missions are under a minute themselves, or just over a minute. I don't see much value in that because it's not costing the other team too much to try and take it from you.
That's a good idea. Yeah, you never want to run the risk. I wonder if Deus is going to do the same thing, because theoretically, Deus can go into and get a lot of things right now. 10 emblems, Metal Harbor, if you really wanted to. So, and even Prison Lane M2, so we'll see. Yep, and that's the first goal on the board. However, it is 5-1 right now, so they're really not gaining ground in a sense, right? Ace, right on Prophet.
Of course, and now as well, it gives the advantage of Box knowing exactly where Ace is, so she knows now she's probably comfortably ahead. Ace has quit out to do missions, so there's no pressure on her at the moment in terms of stories. She can just sort of play her game and get to the next linear goal she's aiming for. That's always, in my mind, the risk of doing that. As also, I've just noticed Blue went and got the hover and has quit out and gone to Prison Lane, so she's about to give up the story advantage here to go and get the Prison Lane goal. So, interesting decision.
What I think it is, like, they're just trying to bury the other team, like, in the absolute dust. And this is a good strategy. I think, like, if you're already up 4-0, like, this can work out. So I think what Blue is thinking is that she thinks she's really, really ahead of Deus, but we know that it's not what's the case is, right?
Yeah, I mean, she knows obviously that she's beaten Deus to every single goal here, so she knows that she's kept a story advantage the whole way through. Or it's the unlikelihood that Deus wouldn't have gone for anything. So she knows she's at least ahead by somewhat. So it might be just a case of get it before they can get it. Just keep trying to build that pressure, hoping maybe Deus is out gone for the mission, she can beat into it. But
I totally agree with you. Something I wanted to point out, Box does die in weapons bed, takes a pretty big death, but if you just see the Stratical Highway on 3 go, like you know for a fact you're not in contention. So does that even like get into your inner matrix, right? Right, Prophet?
Yeah, you probably think that you're at least a mission ahead here. Like, you probably don't think there's a world where Ace has done Lost Colony, so you know you've got at least a 2-minute buffer. You're not panicking at this point. But as we see, Ace now, clearly going into the missions path. They're going to Dry Lagoon, so probably going to get that 10 emblems goal fairly soon. And I can't remember, was there a Dry Lagoon goal on the board?
There are no Dry Lagoon.
No, so this is clearly just going for the 10 emblem goal. So not a bad one to get. These are very quick missions in Dry Lagoon, of course.
Quick missions indeed. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know about this, because if I'm Ace, I'm going for Iron Gate M2, even if I don't have the hover, that's still like pretty fast. And theoretically, Box can be trying to snipe in a wild world, but at least get that one first, don't you think? Because it's going to take several minutes to get this one.
I mean, he only needs 2 goals. You got the M3 and the M4, so it won't take very long. He might even potentially here do the M3, which is very quick, and then go Iron Gate M2 and try and double it up. Would be quite a way to try and steal 2 of them at the same time.
You know what's crazy? Oh, I hate this, but do you think Ace is going to City Escape on 4?
No, I can't see that.
No. Okay. Thank you, Prophet, for bringing me down. Bringing my brain down here. I mean, yeah. I think like you can get to Security Hall, Weapons Bed, at least do those ones if you're not going to contest Box in these early game goals. But yeah. Prison Lane M2, we got that, and interestingly enough, like Bloog is going for Metal Harbor M5, which is not the fastest thing in the world, right?
No, but she might also have been trying here to get. Yeah, if you see she's jumping into City Escape M2, where I think she's trying to get that 10 emblem goal. So it's gonna be a race here. Can she get 100 rings before Ace can get this M4 done? And if she gets there first and steals this 10 emblems, that's gonna be a real heartbreak here for Ace. Who again again, Ace is not taking any reset pieces here, so he left himself a pretty potentially rough set if he doesn't get himself a piece 3.
And here's the problem. Okay, getting the Gods RNG right now. Don't die. The problem. I'm so glad this is going to work out for Ace, right? And I think it will.
It's going to be close. He needs to get up there quick because Bloog is coming towards the end of this M2.
Going to the wrong jar storage place?
Oh no, this can be really bad for Ace. This could be stolen here. Although Bloog, I think, has got too many rings, so she's not going to get the fast ending. Ace, you've got to be quick getting over there.
Oh, wow. Ace, like, this is the problem.
So Bloog does finish it first. So who clicked off the goal first? Has it been clicked yet?
It's going to be purple. It's going to be purple.
You got to wait. Yeah, purple gets it. So Ace has just been sniped there by going to the wrong jar storage place.
Like,
and that's going to be truly disheartening.
And this is the thing, right? Like, if you went for Iron Gate M2, 1, that's a quick goal, and 2, it's like, I'm sure Ace. This is a learning moment for Ace as Box sets the yellow save. We love to see it, right, Prophet?
No. Six safe clip stays winning. Just clip into it. Come on.
No, but we got to hit the switch though. Yeah, we don't want to die. And we got to find where it is also. I think Box is just dead.
No, he hit the she hit the switch. Sorry.
That was close. That was really close. The only thing I can say, and by the way, Ace is going back into story, not even bothering with Iron Gate M2, which here's the thing. This is the winning play, right? The winning play is to go into story and just hope that Box messes up astronomically in this pacifist white jungle or something. But is it gonna pan out? Because Box, I don't know if she's gonna mess up here.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of faith into someone of Box's ability messing up for what would be multiple minutes, really, to try and catch up. But Box does miss the first hit of Flying Dog and decided to continue with the fight. Does she know it without Updog?
Yeah, just gotta... I think this is gonna loop around. No, it's not. She does know the backup strat.
So not an overly costly mistake, just a slight irritating one in a race scenario. Oh, as we see Blue here, walk of shame for her.
I wonder, I mean, there's a reality in which Deus is not in a whole lot of contention with like the Death Chamber goal, for example, Sonic's Flame Ring, that sort of thing. So I think about it this way. City Escape M4 is on the table for Blue, as well as Metal Harbor. Do you think we're gonna see Deus go out for missions?
I think he's probably got to at some point that like the Flame Ring is a long way through. Like you've got to get all the way obviously into
Yeah.
Crazy Gadget. It's quite a deep mission. So
Probably
I'm looking
after,
Hidden
like-
Base here, but Hidden Base M5 again, not a very quick mission. So a Meteor Herd M5A rank, it's not terribly slow, but it's just getting to it because obviously you got to go through Eternal Engine. So there's not a lot of very nice hero goals left outside of say, well, Death Chamber, Sea Escape, and well, Metal Harbor. So
I think like probably after Death Chamber, Deus has to make like a really uncomfortable decision that has to really follow Blue's mentality. It's like you got to think in bingo, what is the other person thinking? And if Deus thinks wrong, it could be huge. Meanwhile, Box, I think, yeah, Box in the middle of the stage has to make sure not to kill any enemies here.
yeah, I've not noticed any enemy murdering in this one yet, so she's looking pretty good for a pacifist.
Mm-hmm.
There shouldn't be too many cases here where you just got to avoid really spinning into this enemy, this tank coming up for the elevators, but other than that, I think she should be pretty fine.
Yeah, she's good, and wait a second, what? Okay, okay, I got you. I got you.
Clever, taking the chow box, avoiding the cutscene.
So what do you think she's exiting out for? Iron Gate?
I'd imagine Iron Gate.
Hall?
Iron Gate's going to be so quick here because she has all the upgrades that she needs.
Yeah,
so
right? And that's just gonna... Okay,
Ace takes
so
death
Ace, it's an eye for an eye. They both died in weapons bed. Just everything going wrong for Ace all at once. I think not going for Iron Gate instead of going for Dry Lagoon really like solidified this one to the point of no return, I would say. Just think about where Ace would be if like he saw 10 emblems get checked off, but that's okay, I'm in Iron Gate. I don't know, but we'll see what's gonna go on here as Deus gets into Pyramid Cave.
Oh, Box making a mistake there. So she managed to grab the Chow Key to unlock the Chow Garden to try and skip this cutscene, but then use the warp pad to go back instead of exiting out through the menu. So she's warped straight back into the story and now has to deal with the faker cutscene.
So you think she's gonna go linear? You're just like, you know what? I just want to say hi to my Chow. That's all. I just want to go to Chow Crowdy real quick.
No, she's frustratingly going to quit out and probably realize her mistake. And
so here's the thing.
Yeah, go take this Iron Gate.
Iron Gate M2. Box and Blue are gonna really clean this one up in a second here, and they have all the power to do that. For example, if Blue decides to exit out of this mission and just do like City Escape, which he already has a mission in, and Metal Harbor, meanwhile Box gets another 3 goals, they're just done.
Yeah, they're looking in a very solid position. Of course, Blue as well also taking out half of that Metal Harbor goal already, getting to the M3.
Yeah.
So that's only a few minutes away from taking the M5 one. So yeah, definitely looking like a very strong position here for Final Rush. And not a whole lot Alt-Stralia can do unless they start really trying to snipe these goals, but already at a disadvantage on those hero ones.
Yeah, just in a very bad position. It's just sort of, I don't even know what to say. However, what I do know how to say is that we are 9-10. We only need 4 more goals, 2 between the 2 of them. And honestly, here's the thing, right? It's kind of interesting because if you're Blue and Box, you know your head in story, and you could like, well, you're not ahead of story if you're Blue, but if you're Box, you can just go in a linear and kind of just contest these goals. But also, like the fastest way, like the shortcut to that is what Box is doing. Just get these ILs and just sort of win, basically. Very, very good decision, I'd say, Prophet.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to find that these are being uncontested. Ace really needed to stop. Classic going on sort of run through these quick ILs. The fact that he's just continued to go through the story and sort of letting her clean up these ILs. Yeah, it's a bit of a misplay in my opinion.
I think
I can understand it. He's probably not in a very good headspace. Obviously, with some of the issues he's had in this run, being sniped in that 10 emblem one. So I think he's trying to play through it the best he can now. But writing seems to be on the wall a little bit.
It really does, as Alt-Stralia is having a little bit of a time getting this piece. Piled up containers.
It's not what you want to see when you're already having a bit of a rough security hole.
Yeah, if anything, like Ace does indeed get bugs on patrol, so there's something. And I think like Deuse is I think Blug is probably going to exit out of Hero once she realizes that this goal is going to be clicked off. It's going to be 310. But
oh, she's clicking out already. Is she going driving?
Yeah.
She just right 101. Let's see some right 101. We love it.
Wait a second. No, it's impossible. I don't believe. Yeah, no
Sad.
shot.
She's gonna get out the Mel Harbor.
Can't believe this. Can't believe this. No way. No way. Yeah. I think like Blue's got to understand that. By the way, Ace already has 5 animals and he can technically restart here. Getting 2 containers. That's a very rare piece.
Yeah,
see crap here.
Yeah, and see Classic gone and got the upgrade for Missing Melody, so she's going to be going for the Security Hall M3 B rank, and then I'd imagine probably the Headquarters M5. So it's like Ace can be doing something similar, going for the Melody here, going to try and be competing for this Security Hall goal, but already at a large disadvantage. So it's going to have to be a case of how well do you know an M2 route here.
I also, and the problem is, like, we like to say, like, haha, B ranks are so hard to get. That's only for M4s and M5s. M3s are a lot easier for B ranks. Just sort of pull up Sonic Retro and have fun, basically.
Yeah, and basically just stand there at the chow waiting for the time to expire, but...
Right.
It's looking like, obviously with the upgrade, Box is going to get through this nice and quick. Cool, I say that. Don't get hit.
Yeah, you gotta get this last ring capsule. Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, so, yep.
Okay,
Ace
so
now just realizing doesn't have sunglasses.
Does not have the treasure scope.
That's what
has to get up there the old-fashioned way.
Hasn't gone for the magnetic shield yet. I'm assuming he's going to jump down and get it after playing Mr. Melody.
I guess, yeah. Now, again, like, this team's death knell is also that, Deuse is exiting out to go for Metal Harbor when he is so much more behind. I believe Blug is in M5 right now, so not a great look. This can be wrapped up in a second here.
Interesting. So rather than try and mess around with getting to the top there, Classic decided just go get the treasure scope, or to make this one a bit easier.
It's a fair play for sure. Now, Box, if you, I believe you have to wait like 55 seconds is around at the time you have to wait, and...
Is it really that high? I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was like 30, but that's bad, that is. Okay, so we're seeing a similar play here from Ace. So neither of our players are really confident in their spirals and then instantly into glides.
I don't know. I don't know about this decision from Ace, because you gotta save as much time as possible. This could be another mission snipe. Is it? Yes, it is. 31 seconds. You're absolutely right, Prophet. Too busy thinking about Wild Canyon.
So Ace like just realized. So
Ace is absolutely crushed. What do you even do? Like, you could go for Egg Quarters. Yeah, Egg Quarters M5 B rank. I mean, you're set up pretty well, and you're also ahead. I see a lot of runners going for this ring capsule and this ring route in particular, but it's so risky, Prophet. So many things you can get hit by.
Yeah, I've not seen this ring route. I did the one sort of much safer one.
Just like what happened to Box, right? Like she just got hit rather, and something that could have just gone avoided if you just Box is going the regular route here though. Actually, went into the shadows again.
So this is at least one advantage here for Ace, is that Ace has a big advantage in sniping this goal, although Ace is kind of just stopped for a second there. I was wondering if that was beetle related. Got to get to that shadow. Oof, okay.
Yeah, like this headquarters M2, it's kind of like fire and ice, right? Like if you know the route, and it's sub 1 minute every time. But
Yeah, and Ace clearly here not knowing about the ring capsule in the altar room.
yeah, there's also a ghost that's chasing him. Uh-oh. That ghost is kind of crazy.
Okay, maybe I don't know. Does he know about it? This is interesting route being played out here. Does get the 100 rings just ahead of Fox, so it is a slight advantage here for Ace to try and take this goal, which would be nice. That a chance to actually snipe one back. As you see, both our hero runners in City Escape.
Yeah, I mean, it's game, set, and match here for sure. 12 goals to just 3 here. Final Rush Final Rush is already in M3, by the way. So
yeah,
it's gonna be over in a fortnight here.
The question is,
good.
how quickly can Blue grab onto that handle? Because she doesn't have the bounce weight, so didn't go into Pyramid Cave. I don't know if she does the clip out here. Deuce does have the bounce weight, so if Blue does struggle getting onto this pulley, maybe it's a chance for Deuce to catch back up and maybe steal this one, but it all comes down to whether or not she can get onto this pulley or
I
not.
believe. Wait a second. So Ace is all of a sudden, Ace is ahead.
First try, so
not
quality play there from Blue. So this is going to be game over pretty quickly, you'd imagine. Unless maybe Deuce can pull out a CEM4, or we see something outrageous from Blue in the M4.
Prophet, where were you when Deuce pulled out the taco shuffle?
Hopefully sat right here in my hotel room. Come on, I believe in you, Deuce.
Oh yeah. Alright, taco shuffle, taco shuffle. Okay, that's not looking like a taco shuffle.
No, instead he's getting trolled by having light dash.
Yeah, oh my god, this stage with light dash is
Also, shout out to
uncanny. Go ahead.
Box getting, I think, slightly ahead there in the M3. Yeah, so Box
Right, I think so too.
Just quick there.
Under the hieroglyphs, that's a very bad piece, taking it anyways. Meanwhile, yellow head, this RNG's looking really up right now for Deuce. Going into blue room, is this the play?
No.
No, it is not. Usually you'd want to go turn back there. Because it's very likely to get a red piece after that, this one.
And Classic, they're also getting Blue-Eyed Eggman, so running back to the red room. As we see, what is final piece? Glowing hieroglyphics.
This is a better set for Ace for sure. Regardless of what happened.
As we roll the 50-50 hit for Blue, she gets it right. So yeah, Ace getting out there just ahead, but so no C skip here for Blue. So this is Deuce's only real hope, is that Blue has a pretty rough CE and that he can nail CE skip, but that only being a 20-second save and Blue being a minute into the stage already, you'd think the writing's pretty much on the wall here. It's got to be pretty much done.
Any Ethmar pits?
That's the sort of miracle it's going to take now for Alt-Stralia. Or maybe a funny clip out in structure section.
Well, Ace already does die in this level, so that's going from bad to worse. And are we going to see the illustrious dump clip right now? Kills the guy. I can't believe it. He's dead. Yeah, no Ethmar pit. This is going to be wrapped up 3-13. What a
so pretty solid performance here from Final Rush, taking the dub, you'd imagine.
Yeah, what an absolute, just at every turn, really just sniping them goal after goal. Yeah, this is looking really good.
There it is, off the board. So marked GG's to Final Rush. A pretty comprehensive victory here.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, not much to even I could think about. Just that decision to go into Dry Lagoon was really the icing on the cake for the other team. Yeah, got some high tensions in the chat here, but it looks like we're gonna get some interviews if anybody can pull our runners in here. What is good, everybody? Congratulations on that game. Congratulations on your win, Box and Blue, and very well played game all around.
Yeah. Thank you.
GG.
So go ahead, Blue.
I just want to flex on that gigantic brain Stephen
Mhm.
Davis that I did.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So what happened was I was like,
Mhm.
so based on Deuce's last matches, I was thinking
Mhm.
maybe that Deuce would probably want to go for these early goals.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm going to try to go for Prison Lane M2 and snipe Deuce to it, right? And then I see Ace click Radical Highway M2 and M3. And I was thinking, if Ace is in missions, then he's probably going for 10 emblems, and I can probably snipe him to that too. So I did, and so I only needed to get 3 more emblems after that, after Prison Lane M2. So I decided to get Metal Harbor M2 and 3, and then City Escape M2. So I managed to get 10 emblems there. And then I went back into story, and then during Route 101, I realized that we had enough goals at that point to where if I got City Escape M4, Metal Harbor M5, and Route 101 M4, we would have won the game. So I was just like, okay, let's just do that. And then I went with it. And I never got to play Desert, which is what I wanted to do because I didn't want to play Hidden Base today.
Can I just say as well, that 10 emblem snipe was by about 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
So, Blue, I want to give you a little bit of context. Ace was well ahead of you trying to snipe that 10 emblems goal in Dry Lagoon and really got rolled by RNG in Dry Lagoon M4, and that really just made a huge difference there. And I was wondering, is it going to be red or it's going to be purple? And it was purple. And I think the decision for that to happen and not go for something like Iron Gate M2, for example, really set the stage for what happened. Had a bit of a snowball effect for sure. I do want to mention, however, both of you guys I understandably went into Sand Ocean at the same point, and I'm wondering how did both runners feel out of Sand Ocean, because I know like that Dry Lagoon was you both got jail pieces basically, and it was really unfortunate for both of you guys.
I guess Ace, do you want to go first on that one, or?
Mad.
Fair enough.
Because I
Yeah,
was
that's
I
fair.
was molding about the fact that I was struggling so much with the box clip. I did not know what was going on there.
That one was tough. Yeah. Let me see what other goals we got. Security Hall M3 B rank. It just seemed like this was a really impressive display from Box and Blue, just at every single corner. I can't think of a goal that wasn't sniped other than Radical Highway M2 and 5 Hidden Animals and Death Chambers. It was just a very solid performance overall. Does anybody have any other sort of highlights from this match that they remember, or?
No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, I
think
remember I accidentally got all 3 Chow boxes in Metal Harbor because I couldn't remember if I beat or if I broke the first one or not.
I remember Box. Box, you tried to get the Chow key. You tried to get the Chow key and ended up going to the Faker cut. You just want to see your Chow, right? Just say you want to see your Chow. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
if you
happened.
if you
I
haven't
definitely
figured it
didn't know
out,
you just had to wait.
no, if you haven't figured it out already, just exit out using the menu, not going back onto the platform.
I was trying to hit the button, it wasn't working.
Anyway, so I'm not sure if we regarding Bingo-thon rules, we have any rules for sort of picking a host target or not for the winners.
I was told that I was allowed to pick a raid target. So
you are. Okay.
Okay. So I believe that Tenzit was streaming when I it
yeah.
doesn't look like he's streaming anymore.
Ah.
That's really unfortunate. Okay. Well, this kind of makes things a little bit more difficult. We have We have Sunshine Community also doing bingo. Don't really see anyone else that's live at the moment, so I think they would be a good raid target. What do you think, Box?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. If you're
Alright.
down, I'm down.
Then we're gonna be raiding our good friends at the Sunshine Community.
Before we go on ahead and exit off, should we also mention the other thing that's happening later on today on a different channel, or what?
Dawn's run.
Yeah. One of our own, our fellow speedrunner of SA2, Dawn, is actually going to be doing some SA2 running on GDQ later on tonight.
Ooh, I
Ooh,
didn't know
very
that.
exciting.
Mm-hmm. I think it said it's around about 9 p.m. EST.
Yeah, it's just over an hour's time.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
I believe it's hero restricted. Yeah.
Mhm.
With no out of bounds. Oh no, 2 hours time. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. Restricted matches restricted speed runs are pretty cool to watch. Because you get to see a lot of movement that you don't get to see very often.
Alright, do make sure to check that out. Otherwise, that's it today. More SA2 bingo tomorrow. And I believe we also have some Breath of the Wild action tomorrow on our channel, which I cannot confirm as of yet, but well, you'll see it when it happens, I guess. So yeah, GG's to the winner. We'll be rating Sunshine Community. Thank everyone for watching. I will be seeing you. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
You guys played that really well.